Hello, Sparkle Babe. Welcome back to another episode of the Miata Shante podcast. I am your host, Miata Shante, and welcome to your daily dose of sparkle. How are you? Fabulous. You feeling good? You looking good? It's a new day. We are welcoming in new blessings, new energy, new opportunities, new people, new fulfillment. Yes, come on, new. I'm here for the new. And I wasn't always here for the new. I was scared of the new. Let's make that clear. But now we are moving forward, and it's okay not to embrace the unknown sometimes. Like, everybody thinks that some stuff is not okay to do. Like, it's not okay to be sad. It's not okay for me to cry. It's not okay. It's not okay. Like, I need to get it together, get it together, get it together. Get up, girl, get up and get it together. And so this type of mentality, all of us have experienced, even myself. I've experienced this mentality where I didn't want to cry and I shouldn't be crying. What am I crying for? And so I put this stigma on myself and I put this pressure on myself that I can't release. You know, that's what I'm telling my mind. That's what I'm telling my heart, you know, that it's not okay to release. So I keep it in and I close it in and I'm like, no, girl, you cannot cry. What are you crying for? Stop crying. Get it together. It has to be done. It has to be done. You gotta do it, you know? And so without grace with ourselves, without the mercy of the love that we can give our own selves and provide for ourselves in those moments of challenges, in those moments of problems, we're telling ourselves that we can't release, we can't let go, we can't welcome these challenges because they're fighting against us instead of for us. And sometimes everything is not fighting against us. It's fighting for us to teach us something within ourselves that we can do, we can overcome. And problems are going to be forever. They're never going anywhere. Everything is a mistake. Everything is a mistake. And when you can learn to believe that a little bit more, because somebody made rule number 1, then somebody revised rule number 1, somebody made rule number 2, revised rule number 2. There's always revision. There's always restoration. There's always a taking away because there's something going to be added different. It's going to be added better because everybody got their hands in the pot. You got one manager coming in, changing a little bit of something. You got another manager coming in, changing a little bit something. Although they're limited to what they can do, they still have the creativity inside of them to see what can be tweaked. Oh, I can do this to make this a little bit better. No, it may not work for all, but it's an inclusion or an addition to somebody seeing something as a mistake. So nothing is perfect. You're not perfect. You know what I mean? And that's just the hard truth that we have to come to, that mistakes are gonna happen, and nothing is perfect. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is right. Everything is trial and error. Everything is temporary. Everything is, a heartfelt decision that we think can make something better. And I'm not saying that everybody is like that, because some people just come to want control and they want to be able to think that they're right and say, this is how you do it. This is not how you do it. This is how it's going to be done. And this is what we're going to do. And if you're not happy with it, then you can leave. Some people are just like that. And what can we do? We can't do nothing but be ourselves in those moments to recreate the environment that we are in. There is no rule anywhere that you can not recreate an environment. I've never heard that. I've never heard that you can't go anywhere and recreate it. Because what once was, if you go to a neighborhood that you grew up in, and you grew up in this neighborhood, and it was the most trashiest houses, it was the most ugliest built houses, looked like these houses were built in 1960. They are disgusting, they are nasty, they are just, the foundation of them is just not good. Okay, and then you have this developer, this new upcoming developer that's coming in and buying land and, revamping. And he has a team of people that he's coming to the house to say, hey, we can redirect your house. We can restore it. We can restore your roof. We can put some changes in here to make it homier. So they come in and they sweep this neighborhood out and they make it brand new. And you've been away for so long and you come back in and you say, oh my God, this is where I was from, but it looks nothing like it. Like, my house used to be right there. My house used to be green and it used to have, these dead roses. And, that house over there, that was my friend's house. And it looks totally different now because there was restoration. There was a new creation. There was a new thought. There was a new creativity. There was a mistake that was made that's now can be improved because it's continuing to elevate. It's not depreciating the neighborhood. It's elevating it with the thought to say, I can create something better. I can create something different. And then a decade from now, somebody else may come in and sweep out that whole neighborhood and do it all over again. And then that person will come back and be like, oh my God, I remember when I recreated this neighborhood and now it's recreated and it's even better. I would have never thought of that. Yeah, because every season is different. Every decade is different. Every day is different. Every hour is different. And so when you can sit in the midst of whatever is going on in your life, sit in the midst of the problem, sit in the midst of the misunderstanding, sit in the midst of the anger, the sadness, and you can say, okay. And you can say, I'm going to accept this. This is not where we're going, but this is where we are right now. So it's okay to accept this moment and plan for a solution. Well, what can I do first in this moment to transition what is happening? And it starts with the thought. Starts with the heart of the passion of wanting it to be better, to wanting it to improve, to wanting to put the creativity in it, to transition it. So once that thought is there, or once it manifests in the heart first, because you want the change and you desire to see it being better, then that thought transitions from that heart. And then you think a little bit lighter. You begin to think in light. You begin to see light through the tunnel because you're being able to provide the environment to create it. And not everybody is going to see that light. They're going to be like, oh, you're crazy. Girl, do you know what's happening right now? You are getting evicted, or he broke up with you, or he cheated on you, or she did this, or she did that, and you're thinking like this? Yes, because I'm creating a different environment. I'm creating restoration. I'm creating a different thought so that I can create a different perspective, so I can bring the restoration and I can bring my confidence to the creativity of what I am creating, because it is visionary change in a positive way. And so once you begin to know that this has power over you in a different type of way, because I did it this way for so long, let me see what else I can do different. And I think for most, and even for myself, it's just the challenging that you begin to challenge yourself. It's not challenging the situation, because if I challenge the situation, I'm going to add a little something to it. I'm going to add a little spice. I'm going to add a little anger. I'm going to add a little bit more words. I'm going to add a little bit more attitude so I can spice it up, so I can challenge the situation. But it's not the situation that we always want to challenge. Sometimes it is within ourselves. Because y'all, I have a shopping little situation where I like to emotionally shop. And so sometimes I've gotten better where I told myself no. Like, no. And so I challenge myself with this because I'm like, what do you mean no? We always say yes to this. We always say yes to this particular thing, and you get satisfied with it. But I find myself changing it. Like I have phone cases, okay? And so I get one, I'm like, oh, I'm happy about it, and it's cute and it's fun. And then I see another one. So it's ever changing. It's ever changing. The thought of the need is ever changing because, oh, I need this one. Oh, this one looks good with this. And oh, I need this. And oh, I need that. You know what I mean? But then when you add it up, it's like when you begin to self-reflect and you say, why is this? What is this adding to? What is this contributing to? Where is this coming from? Let me challenge myself in a different way to replace this with a different type of thought so I can see a different type of perspective to say, oh, that's cute, but I don't necessarily need it. You know what I mean? I can enjoy the experience of it. Now, that's a conversation for a whole nother day. Enjoying the experience of things. And I'm just going to say this, when you enjoy the experience of things, it's easier for you to let it go. But if you find yourself enjoying the experience a little bit too much to where somebody say, I'm going to take this away from you, and you become a whole nother different person, you have then let go of the experience and you have then gravitated to the addiction of it and the need of it. So it has become you. So with that being said, when you release the control of the attachment, you begin to control the experience a little bit more, because I can experience this in a moment of time, but I can also let it go because there's no attachment here, because everything that is in me is what I need, and everything that is outside of me is what my experience is. And going back to, because y'all know I can get long-winded. I'm sorry. If you're still here, I love you. I love you so much. But going back to just the problems, and I'm not saying that everybody is going to enjoy their problems and they're not going to find their problems like, oh, I'm cheerful in this problem, because it's easier said than done. Because if you're doing work every day in the morning and at night with yourself, and you're praying for these desires, and you're praying for your heart to be healed, and you're praying for this environment to get better, and you're praying for something better. When we pray, it's for something better, something to increase, a different perspective to come. You want to welcome in something new with your prayers, or you want to release something, which comes with the challenge of what you already know in this moment. So if I want to become rich and I'm praying to God for richness, for wealth, for financial stability, then I have to challenge the habits that I've already created, and I have to let go of some things, and I have to do some things different. And that means challenges are going to come. Not that they're already created. It's just when you shift your perspective and you shift your mind to want something new or to do something new, what you've done already is going to challenge you. And it may show up different. It may show up in the same way, but because you're looking at it different, because you desire for a new experience, it's going to come in a way to where it's not really, really understandable. And it tends to leave an emotion of frustration, leave an emotion of what am I doing? Like leave an emotion of where am I going? You begin to question it, but you're praying for it. So it's shifting for you. But you may not know how to receive it in a way to where it's really beneficial for you to really see, because you're so used to doing a one thing or having a specific pattern in a different way. So I hope that makes sense to y'all. And I know I didn't even do no introduction to what we were talking about today. Sometimes I just get on here and I want to just give a dose of sparkle just to help you see some sparkle and welcome in some sparkle. And honey, sparkle on purpose, okay? I love y'all so much. I want you to connect with me. If you have not went over to Patreon, it's patreon.com/sparkle empowerment coaching. Join the Patreon family, and we're going to dive deep into a lot more things than we do here. But I welcome you to join me over there. It's daily inspiration, weekly chats. You get to meet different people and just, yes, love on each other, love life, and love all that comes with life. And if you want to connect with me in a session one-on-one, I am open for free consultations right now. If you head over to sparkleempowermentcoaching.com, you can shoot me a message over there and we can set up a time to do a consultation, because you always want to see if the person is a fit for you. I may not be for you, for your journey, but I would hope I am but you definitely want to connect with somebody that you feel connected to, and I definitely understand that myself. So head over to Instagram, follow me there at MiataShante_. I love y'all so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. If no one has told you today, you are beautiful. You are amazing. You have so much ahead of you. You welcome the unknown. You release that fear, and you walk confident with your head held high, because you have something in you that nobody else does. I love y'all so much. Sparkle on purpose, and I will talk to you soon.